YouTube is truly one of the most popular streaming platforms in the internet, and it's also one of the most accessible in every region. In 2022, there are a lot of paid streaming platforms where we could watch our favorite BL dramas, but YouTube is still the go-to of many fans because of being free to use. In this video, we will be having the list of 11 BL series that you can watch on YouTube, and these BLs will surely give you a good time. Before that, some of these BL shows might not be available on your country due to geo-blocked restriction. If that's the case, then you might want to sign up to ExpressVPN so you can unlock these BL dramas. Use the link on the description below to have 49% discount plus an additional 3 months free of usage if you opt to avail the 12-month plan. Without further ado, let's get started. First on our list, The Eclipse. Our first BL drama is produced by GMMTV, and it's currently one of my favorite ongoing shows because of its mystery romance genres. I'm usually not that impressed with the recent GMMTV BL shows, but The Eclipse stands out among the rest and easily piques my interest. The Eclipse tells the story of Sowell, the country's leading all-boys school which is strictly governed. Legend has it that a curse will punish those students who go against the rules, especially when solar eclipse nears. Iron and Ak are two opposite students of their generation. Ak always wants to follow and obey the rules imposed on them, while Iron thinks that the students should choose freely for themselves. Their contrasting point of views will lead them into an unknown and complicated relationship. The Eclipse is still currently airing with 6 episodes available. Number 2. Love in the Air. I've been very busy for the last couple of weeks, and up until now, I haven't watched a single episode of Love in the Air. I have seen a lot of comments saying that this BL is quite good, and looking at my drama list's rating, it's also quite high for an ongoing series. Love in the Air is also available via iQIYI app in some regions if you can't find this on YouTube. Love in the Air tells the story of 2 close friends, Rain and Sky, who are destined to meet 2 guys that will shake both their worlds and hearts. Love in the Air is adapted from the novels Love Storm and Love Sky, which were written by Mame, the same author of Thun Type and Love by Chance novels. This BL is also currently on air with 5 episodes available. Number 3. Vice Versa. Another on-air GMMTV BL is Vice Versa, and it's now changing my initial impressions of it. The first few episodes were not my favorites, but the last 3 episodes are definitely serving with its plot. We are now back with the focus shifting from the main character's romance story to the main plot of the series, which is body swap and universal travel. Aside from that, we will get to see Om and Nanan again in the succeeding episode, and how their characters will play out in the conclusion of Vice Versa. Sad to say, we are only 2 episodes away before the series meets its finale, and I hope that it will end well for all of the characters. Vice Versa tells the story of Lei and Poon, who both got into an accident in their universe. Upon waking up, the 2 will find themselves in a familiar place but in a different universe. In order to go back, they need to find their portkeys and achieve what they have to do. I hope that the last 2 episodes will bring surprises to all of us. Number 4. Cupid's Last Wish. Aside from Vice Versa, Cupid's Last Wish is also another BL series that features body swap on its plot. The 2 are both fantasy themed series, but Cupid's Last Wish take on body swap plot is between a man and a woman, which wasn't the preference of a lot of fans. Although it might be quite confusing, Cupid's Last Wish delivered an extremely well thought plot with the addition of Earth and mixes chemistry. Cupid's Last Wish tells the story of childhood best friends, Corn and Win. The 2 were always on each other's side whenever someone is going through a difficult time. But everything changes when Win's father includes Corn on his last will, making the former so much angry towards Corn. Their fate meets again when Win gets into a car accident with his sister and finds himself inside the body of her. Corn and Win will set into a new journey of collecting holy water from 4 temples across the country in 7 days. Number 5. My Only 12%. One of my most favorite BL series of 2022 is My Only 12%, and I'm really loving it so far. It's so nice to see a real gay actor in a BL because representation should always comes from the community. This makes My Only 12% even more genuine at its core because I could feel every emotion on each scene. At first, I thought this series would make me bored because I could already feel the aura of sadness, but it surprised me with a lot of things. My only 12% tells the story of Cake and Youre, best friends since birth but with different personalities. Cake is a happy-go-lucky teenager while Youre is an introvert. The two are accustomed on being with each other, but everything changes when Cake goes to abroad to live with his family. Upon returning, he learns that Youre is no longer the introvert person he used to know. Number 6. Star and Sky. These are actually two separate BLs, but since they are connected to each other, we could label it as one. The first one, Star in My Mind, was an okay series for me personally, and I think there's nothing wrong about it being like that. The story was cute with some little moments between the main characters, and that's just it. For the second one, Sky in Your Heart was also an okay-ish series, although I prefer the former more. There's not much groundbreaking plots with these two series, but it's good for those who just want to watch a light story overall. Star in My Mind tells the story of Dow and Clune, while Sky in Your Heart tells the story of Dr. Fur and Prince. Number 7. Cutie Pie. This BL series got a lot of mixed reviews, so it really depends on your own preference whether you'll like this drama or not. Personally, I kind of like it, especially in the earlier episodes, but towards the middle until the ending, it shifted for being an okay series for me. Cutie Pie tells the story of the sons of two companies who were engaged with each other. One doesn't want to reveal his real self while the other one acts cold towards him. Their complicated relationship might even cause them their soon-to-be marriage. Number 8. Dear Doctor. I still believe that this series is kind of underrated, and I think it's time for you to take a look on this BL. The romance and supernatural are two complete opposite genres, but Dear Doctor managed to combine this too and offers something different this time. We are all sure that we don't want to be in a relationship with a Soul Reaper, but because of a hidden past, a well-known surgeon could see and communicate with a Soul Reaper. Dear Doctor tells the story of Dr. Praken, a surgeon who always dedicates his life to save lives. But it's even more challenging for him because he could see a Soul Reaper whenever he's trying to save a life, and his presence only means something, and that is death. It's been more than 3 months since this series ended, but this is still on my list for my recommended BL of 2022. Number 9. My Secret Love. A combination of light story and chaotic but funny characters. That's how I remember this BL drama. I wasn't expecting so grand for this series, but this made me so much entertained until its ending. I actually enjoyed all of the couple's story in this series, but what stood out the most was Parkley. They were so good and their chemistry was on point. My Secret Love tells the story of Kim, a member of the student association who's responsible on maintaining their university's good reputation, and Meg, an online content creator who specializes on making prank videos. When an incident broke out due to the latter's content, the two have to work with one another to restore the image of their university, even if they don't get well with each other. Number 10. Something in My Room. He's Coming to Me has always been one of my fave BLs, and I think Something in My Room is slowly becoming one too. They might have a similar concept, but the flow of the story on Something in My Room is kind of different because of some creepy scenes. Other than that, this BL is quite good and it's definitely entertaining. Something in My Room tells the story of Pat, who just moved into a new rental house with his mother, and Fob, an amnesiac ghost who lives inside the rental house. With the mystery involving Fob's death, Pat has to help him in order to know the truth. Last but not the least, Youre My Sky. How could we forget this good BL on this list? Youre My Sky surprised me quite a bit because it wasn't the usual Thai BL I've always seen. It might not be a groundbreaking one, but I think Youre My Sky deserves a higher rating than what it has right now. I'm also a fan of the color grading on this series because it sets the tone of the drama and it kind of relaxes my mood. My favorite couple on this one was Dom and V, and their chemistry is through the roof. If you like school-based BLs with romance and sports in it, then Youre My Sky is a right pick. I just hope that more BL dramas would be officially released on YouTube because it's more accessible compared to those paid streaming sites. Nevertheless, the selection of BLs in the platform is still quite limited. Which of these BLs are your favorites? Thank you for watching. That's it, and see you on the next one.